My name is Rashane Price. I'm an employee of the Jamaica Energy Partners Group. I am the group's graphic artist. Today, we're going to have a discussion about fatherhood. So I'm currently at the Dr. Bird Power Station, which, as you know, is the largest power producer under the group. We got some of the guys together. We're going to meet, we're going to discuss fatherhood. We're going to talk about the challenges that we have. And we're just going to have a conversation and learn from each other. Being a father on its own is challenging. So I personally and the marketing team thought it was important for us as men in the company to sit down and have a discussion to see how best we can learn from one another, share our experiences, and see how we can help each other to develop as fathers in our own capacity.
So men tend to think that being there financially, that covers everything, and that's a big mistake. Because you have to be there for them, be there physically, and give them emotional support and stuff like that.
Because the time is definitely important to spend some time with whether it's a daughter or a son or both. You have to spend some time. You can't just leave it the moment.
Culturally, we tend to think that, as he stated, for you to give them the money, everything's supposed to arrive. That is not the case.
Children learn a lot by seeing. So you being there and doing your activities, you see that they gravitate towards it and they will try to emulate you. You will notice that you're a child, you're the greatest, you're the strongest, you're the biggest person in the world. So it doesn't have to be there for them.
What I realize with my son is that he admires myself and his mom. And he likes when we praise him. So if he does anything wrong, and we say, we don't like that, that's rude and so forth. He tries not to do it anymore. So once he looks up to you, he will not do certain behaviors and he goes up because he wants your approval. So that's why it's important to spend time with the kids. So you bond with them and then they love your approval.
And I understand now with kids, young, and mommy has said, D, you're kind of get it and make things.
Right.
They're like, where's
you feel about the 2 o'clock come on, get up. Every 2 hours I have to make sure they belly full are a problem.
And next thing I'm sit up with them, go back to your hair.
Right?
And sleep in the ear and it's all like, no.
And again, every person's experience is different because for me, when it was in that time, to get up and assist, I was more than okay in doing it because I would have gone to the hospital with my kid. And all I know was pain and when she went through, I said this was the least for me to do.
So you were a part of the delivery process.
Yes, but
I had that experience, and trust me. But I think most fathers should go through that.
Yeah.
Because the support what they need in there, sometimes they need you in there for that.
That's good.
Trust me. As a young father, what advice you give to men who think that it is not important for them to be there?
I never grew up with my father. So when my child born, she put on me, I said, they're going to be a father who will feel because we never have a father who
Just a simple thing that counts. Just show up and be there. That's all I want. I just want to be there for them and show them love. That's all.
Challenges will come as an individual, and especially the culture that we're exposed to. Many of us wouldn't have grown up with our fathers. So it's good to have that support that is there and to remind the persons that, no man, this challenge will come, but you're still doing well, and just encourage each other as well.
My advice to the father is that you be there for your child. Whether it was planned or unplanned, be there for your child. Emotional support, not just financial, emotional support. Tell the child that you love him or her. I notice I said him or her. I tell my son that I love him. Yeah. He tells me that he loves me. I kiss him as well. My father never do all those things. But as you learn that you must express emotions and support to your child. And then they'll be able to open up to you and so forth. So that would be my advice. Just be there, spend time with them. I mean, just Saturday night he was saying, Daddy's movie time. I have to put away my thing and watch his little cartoon or whatever he wants to watch and stay there with him. So we have to find time to spend with our children, make sure we express emotion, make sure there's warmth in the house and so forth.
So we're at our second stop, the Jamaica Private Power Company, the newest member of the JEP group family. We acquired this plant back in 2019, but it's actually one of the oldest running plants on the island. Started its operation back in 1996. We're here, we're going to meet with some of the fathers, we're going to have the discussion, get some feedback, get some input, and have a conversation. My daughter is a 3-year-old and the talking constant. I can't say something one time and it just I have to repeat myself 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and even when I'm done, I stop, I think it's done, I still have to go back and repeat myself. How was that experience like for you and your kids?
Well, for me, it's a good thing, you know, for many reasons more than one. One of the main reasons is that the more you have conversation with the kids, is the more they learn, right? And sometimes when they speak things and say, for instance, you know, it's not really right, you can correct them at that stage, but it's good for you to listen to them still. Now, to you, it might sound like it's foolishness, but trust me, it's what their brain, because the brain young and the brain is developing, so. Yeah, take it so much. So they actually start a conversation now, say for instance, say about the shoes. And now the same sentence they start talking about the bottle, so they kind of mix, but you know the father, the guy there. Yes.
You know, most parents are like schools kids. We don't have to do that. We just kind of punish him for the things that we want. You see me and say, we get him to work and do things in my way.
Earn, kind of.
Yeah. Like when I say I want a bicycle and I look for him and say, watch it. If you don't put out a certain amount of work, you don't have to have that.
I didn't have a father growing up with to learn from or to gain any experience from. To say, all right, when I started my journey as a father, that I could have emulated in any way.
Yeah.
So everything when I do as a father, I felt like I learned it on my own. So my mother used to beat my Wally. Right? But at the same time, I could have feel my mother love. Right? We used to get Wally for beating, but mommy love was always there.
Yeah.
So I was always concerned that if I'm too serious, then they might feel as if I don't love them as much.
What me mostly go about it, you have to try to make him trust it, make him feel like you're in friend. When you don't make him feel a certain way like you're in friend, not just like him father alone, him kind of distant from him.
Correct.
You see me I say, and him not tell you certain things, but you want him to know. Say, yo, you can talk to me about anything. You see me, I'm not going to bash you or try to cheer you down. So you make him more open up to you. So you have a problem, him come to you the first. You try to be the first person you relate to any sort of problem.
To be honest, I don't think we find the balance yet. And my daughter know it. So she get away with a whole heap of things. Even though I try to instill discipline in her, you know, when she mess up or anything, even after that, if my say she look away sad, you know,
yes, I want them learn from that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat her or him. But at the same time, I feel like if I don't drop my hand on you 2 times, it just, I don't know if it's because of my own social upbringing, but I have to put my hand on you 2 times for you understand and say, this is wrong. How you manage that?
We start out with the hunting from early. For your wrong to be wrong. You reach a stage now where right, do something wrong, just give it a look.
Right.
And you know, say, alright then, like that.
That is hard.
Exactly. We just have to look, I don't have to really spunky or like that anymore, you know? So that's how we actually deal with that.
You meet your kids too?
Don't have to, you know, the establishment was made from early that you get 2 slap and then the look, so you know what the look like and what to react, how to react to the look. But now it's just a punishment is just to take away the things they like, which is the tablet. Or just leave them with the tablet and just disconnect the internet and watch them squirm and cry.
Right, now that come like torture to them.
Yeah, so
I want to think to you, I don't want to constantly beat them like that, you know, because
They will get freed, they don't want that.
And the high things.
Right, so when the kids get freed of their parent, I've talked about mom as well.
Right.
So they get fear of you now. What happens is that things happen to them out the road, they're not gonna come and tell them. Right? So you don't really want that. You want them to know, so watch out. Everything I said before, can come to you and talk to you about it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the kind of thing they really need. So you can't really beat them and feel like they want to run away. And they run away now.
Alright. Then we run away. Manage it.
Run away. You don't want that.
It's who them can talk to.
Yeah.
Talk to. And if you're not talking to, you're talking to somebody on the internet. You
Right.
don't know who.
Right.
You don't know who and who giving them advice.
True.
So you have to be there, you do the homework with them, turn off the TV and you relate to them. Come down to their level sometime. You have to learn a new dance at one
Right.
point.
Yeah, man.
Just to relate with them.
Yeah,
So
the importance of interacting with them.
interacting with the kids.
You really just have to discipline your child.
True.
Grow them up the proper way. Because even my 6-year-old, I hear her singing songs but she never hear my wife or myself sing before. And I know she don't hear it at my radio. So she must have heard it at school.
Yes.
So them never get out from that.
Exactly.
So you have to just make them know the right program and then them can choose.
True.
So we're at our final stop. We're at the West Kingston Power Partners. This is actually the headquarters of the Jamaica Energy Partners Group. Two fun facts about this location. We are celebrating our 10th year anniversary this year, 2022, as our groundbreaking was in 2012. And this location is also the first location that got an Evergo EV charging station, both level 2 and level 3. So we're about to head inside to talk with some of the fathers on the plant and have the discussion about fatherhood. Come join us. For me personally, fatherhood helped me to develop in a way where my perception changed when my first child was born. So some of the things that I thought was important, some of the things when I think just the necessary, I realized, yo, it never necessary, and changes had to be made. And I think that happened for a lot of men when they become a father.
You and them is good friend. Once you can give them the space and make them keep it in the realm and not disrespecting or anything like that, you and them will always be good friends.
You instill certain things in them from them young. And when they get older, you pray.
Yeah, right. Because I hear the stories. I hear the stories, child get best upbringing, decent child up to a certain age, and then it's like they reach a certain age and it's like it's a totally different person.
Yeah,
and I worry about that a lot because I see it happen around me many times.
So you do what you can do while they are young and impressionable. You impress them. Them not listen to you because they are trying to consider your whole.
So raising them doesn't stop at 18?
No. So you have to be there for them support. So they're going to go out there and make mistakes, but guess where they're going to come back? They're going to come back to you for advice, they're going to come back to you for support.
And that's a good point because even at 4 years old, that's one of the things I try to instill in my daughter. Because I see her doing some things and like she wants to draw something and it don't start out good and she get frustrated and start tear up things. And I say, Pumpkin, you're gonna make mistake, it's not gonna be perfect. You just start over. So I try to instill that in her from now that she will make mistakes in life, but you just move on and you start over and you try again. And the more you try, the better you get at it.
I just want to add as well, in terms of having the space so that they can come back. So it's important to be their friends, not just a father figure in their life and support. I mean, that's important. But in addition to that, you have to ensure that that relationship is there so that if anything happens, they can come back to you and talk to you and ensure that you have the relationship with them.
We have a good cop, bad cop situation at home. So the mother is a bad cop. And daddy is a good cop. Daddy is not there as the mother. When I'm not there, I mean I'm mostly on the road doing things and whatever. But what the mother does is that when things are getting out of hand,
she usually tell me when things happen, but if it's something that she need me to talk to her about, she think my daughter know when me talk now.
The voice
make a difference.
is different.
It make a difference. Right?
The voice is different.
So I'm gonna train her to tell her everything.
Right.
And that is the whole week in it, because I can recall a situation where one night I broke a wine glass. And she, Daddy, you're so old and you break wine glass. I'm going to tell mommy sleeping, you know.
Whoa.
And she going upstairs, she's going to tell me, Samantha, your mother sleep, we're going to tell your mother, nobody tell them and she think that. And she said, okay, Daddy, I won't tell mommy. For that morning, I talk to the mother and think that. And she tell her about something else. And so, by the way, Samantha told me that you broke the wine glass. Samantha,
because mommy teaches her to don't keep secrets. That's what you teach her.
Nothing I do. Right? In that house is a secret.
You don't keep secrets.
Don't keep secrets.
You never learn that one. You don't keep secrets, you keep surprises.
Right. We have to make that deliberate effort to ensure that the quality time is spent with them, because if that doesn't happen, then the tablet and the TV going to raise them, and our influence is not on them.
Right.
So it's important as fathers to ensure that that quality time, and some people have to, say no to the job, say no to the extra money, say no to to going out to tonight to spend time with the men them at the bar, and just say no, this is time for family time. So it's important to ensure that we deliberately made the effort to have that time with our child.
I think it's natural. Every kids look forward for it, Not because you see them out there playing and ignoring.
Yeah, man.
Or looking up to you without even realizing that the mom
Listen, there's a feeling when every evening I go.
Alright.
My wife asks me, why you can't get tired of that done? Every evening I go. As my little daughter hear the key turn. Daddy, 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 daddy. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes I think my wife feels jealous. But I make sure that no matter how I come home, sometimes I come home tired from work, I just want to go lie down and sleep. But no matter how I feel tired, as Kevin said, I'm very deliberate to make sure that I spend some time with her. As I come to, Daddy, let's play. All right, baby, what you want to play? No matter how tired or hungry or whatever. Because, I mean, that half hour worth of sacrifice, it means much more to her than my tired. I can manage, I can deal with it, I can go sleep later. So I'm trying to make the effort. There are certain things that a woman just cannot do for a son or even a daughter, right? The father is important, just like the woman is important for certain things for their daughter, as well as their sons to teach them certain things. The father has to be there in the home to lead by example, and that I think that is part of our problem in society. The father is not leading by example that the son can look up to.
Having the influence so that your child can model that influence. I'll give you the example. So when I was little, I mean small. Remember walking on the road one night, and my father said to me, "Son, take your hand out of your pocket and walk like a man." And from that day till now, that has never left me. That for me was just saying to me, "Kevin, you're a man, so act like a man."
Right.
Yeah, man, and that impression, left that impression on me today. That
to your father.
Yeah, man. So I know now that
he was there.
As a father, I need to have that impression on my son as well, to ensure that no matter what he's going through, no matter the situation, as a man, he now needs to
take the lead.
Yeah, man, take the lead and act like a man. So it's important, to ensure that influence, that mindset is developed from an early age.
Just wrapped up having our conversation with our fathers from all 3 locations. I personally learned a lot, and I'm hoping that you guys got some meaningful information from it as well. I want to big up all the fathers who joined us today to have this conversation, and feel free to leave a comment, feel free to reach out to us to share your story. Please continue doing what you're doing. Your role is so important. You play such a major part in the development of our nation's children.